payable. Nina speaking. Just a moment.
I feel like I forgot something, but I'm a professional. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Pokey's in too. Check this out. Oh, he left. I was going to do a magic trick, but now I can't. It's important news about eBay. Boom. Welcome, everybody. I'm Primo Kimo. That tiny lady back there is Spam Banshee, who's keeping the fort together. This little puppy man. Check this out. Look at this. Where'd the dog go? Peekaboo. Where's the dog? Peekaboo. Oops, I'm not doing it right. Where are you? Peekaboo. Well, welcome, everybody. It's Friday. You made it through another weekend. I see Major Win is in green. What does that mean? He's in a very, very attractive green color, his name. Next to him, he has an equally attractive, if not more powerful, blue star for some reason. He must be doing something special that affords him the brilliance of those things. So he is actually our first member where we figured out how to do that over the weekend, and he got the super, super duper secret message that Bill Boffo already knew without having any idea. And welcome all the people who are already in chat. Let me just quickly say aloha and welcome to the show here, to Major Wins, to Carl at eBay Life, to Fartsack Jack, who's got a case of the Mondays already. There's Jen and Callie Debs. Aloha, Callie Debs and Jen. Cornhusker Picker, Paul Rose. Aloha, Amy. And then let me see if everybody, did I get everybody? Let me just see, because then there's conversations. Mike Seller, aloha. Biff Boffo is here, of course, checking in. Steve Vash also, aloha. Patricia, raising hand. Aloha, Patricia. Flipping ain't easy. Nice to see you, John. Welcome. Saying hello, Primo, spam and chat. And okay, so we got to everybody. I'll give you some hearts. I know I'm hearting my own thing, but that's what she said. That's me hearting myself. That's one of those. That's an ADHD thing. I don't know what that means. So the picture today, is the picture not a cool picture? First of all, Patricia, I want to say that we didn't get to the. I'm having these digestive whatever. Who cares? But we didn't get to have the delicious cheesecake that I really wanted to have this weekend. So that's still gonna be closely in the future. But I wanted to talk about what seems to be coming up now in both of the online news, are written sources of news that a lot of us resellers get from both e-commerce bites and value-added resources. Both have interesting articles about promoted listings, and I thought that they were worth bringing up today, especially considering Patricia has a lot of interest in this subject, more specifically around how what that article was about, and about promoted listings, and sort of whether or not Amazon is hiding listings, even though there are cheaper alternatives. They'll hide the cheaper alternatives to highlight those who have been promoted listings. I'm not diving deep into that. I'm sort of waiting. Maybe this Wednesday we'll all have a conversation about it after people have had time to read that article. I still have it listed in the details of this here video, and I see that right at the bottom here that Jenna is feeling better. So Jenna's feeling better after. Just curious, John. I mean, do people still test for COVID? I mean, did you guys have COVID? I mean, and if you didn't, who cares? But I mean, if you did, who cares? But do people test for that anymore? I wonder. So if you're feeling real crummy, do people bust out a test, or they're just like, I got COVID or I don't? It doesn't really matter. we're going to do the same thing, which is sit here and feel like crap until we feel better. Just curious about that. So because we're insane and we test, she tests if she sneezes. She's like, you know what? I'm going to take a test. We have like 5,000 tests from, some of them are expired. Am I telling the truth? Am I saying accurate information? You test a lot. I think you test more than most.
If I'm not feeling well and we're going to be around people.
She's a tester. That's what she does. So let's jump right into this. Let's show you the two articles that I'm speaking of today. And this is e-commerce bites. Who's minding the store when it comes to paid ads on online marketplaces? This came out on the 15th of March, or Friday. And I'll just read a little bit of it. There's no abstract here, so I think it's not that long it's just a quick article. So I'll just read that. Amazon charged some online merchants for paid ads in areas that regulations prohibit shoppers from purchasing them. Where regulations prohibit shoppers from purchasing them. I'm assuming this means like maybe overseas or something. And you're still getting charged for promotions, even though you can't sell. You're getting charged for promotions in Argentina, let's say, but you're not allowed to sell this item or any items to Argentina, yet you're still getting charged a promotional fee for that. I think that's what this is saying. Let me know if you think it's something different. According to reporting by Bloomberg, and this is another awesome thing that mainstreamer or medias than us talking on YouTube is getting into this, and that makes me feel like maybe something, at least it's going to come to light, and that people might question exactly what the premise is. Most of us just, suck it up. I do not promote at all, and I'll tell you that my sales have never been better, like in a year, and I'll get to that a little bit later. But this is with 0% promotion. My sales are rising up 21% over the past 30 days. So whatever, promotions or not promotions, or are they giving me a break, or is it all just a matter of whatever? The publication exposed the problem after speaking to a merchant who said Amazon advertised his products in California. I said Argentina, but whatever. In California, even though state regulations prohibits its residents from purchasing his items. The lack of transparency around paid ads on marketplaces and on search engines has been an issue from the beginning. Pokey, you can hear him squealing. He also agrees with that because he's like, I am troubled. I am concerned. I am a chihuahua. Bloomberg exposed the problem as rival marketplaces ramp up cost per click. This is what this is talking about. Cost per click ads, paid ads. Regular promoted listing ads are cost per sale, meaning sellers only, sellers only pay if the item sells. But with promoted listing ads, which are optional, eBay charges sellers anytime a shopper clicks on their ad, regardless of whether the shopper makes a purchase. And this is dangerous because if you don't know how that's used, and these two articles really kind of double emphasize this problem, especially when given, as we've spoken about before, where we're now required to be basically advertising executives. We're supposed to know what terminology is. We're supposed to understand, innately, that takes people years to understand how real marketing works and the intricacies of that. We're supposed to know all that in one day as they, release these things. If we have to know it at all, it's probably too much because we are selling things on eBay. We did not go into marketing. We did not go into promotions. We went in to sell. I buy, sell things low. I sell things high. That's me, at least. That's what I'm saying. But with promoted listing ads, which are optional, eBay charges sellers anytime the shopper clicks on their ads, regardless of whether or not shoppers make a purchase. eBay launched this in 2021. An article in Bloomberg highlights the fact that sellers must take ad reports on faith. We have no idea what's real. And until ads run and can be compared with sales and imperfect science, even if you can, there's no way to know effectively how, they may be generating sales. In real marketing places where they go to companies that have advertising budgets, predetermined advertising budgets. Why? Because they know how advertising works. They know how to make a budget that into their program. It's not just pulled out or extracted from the sales. They actually pre-plan on that, and then they give a ton of money to marketing agencies, and they use it. And they know where it's going. If it's going to ABC, they know what shows it's on, which has a demographics, which has, things that you need to know to make smart decisions on advertising. On Etsy, sellers must face an equal, wait, did I miss one? Highlighting the facts in imperfect size. Right. On Etsy, sellers face a different but equally hairy issue where they're always charged, especially if they sell over 10,000. They're charged for offsite ads only when a sale is made, but the ads are mandatory for all but the lowest volume sellers. And worse, all of their items are subject to offsite ad fees, even on products with margins that can't support them. So you can't sell cheap things on low sell-through rate. And this brought up something in my head about sell-through rate items. What was it? I'll have to think about it because it was so important I forgot it. Bloomberg said Amazon apologized to the sellers and pledged to reimburse sellers for the mistake they had made and make fixes to its lucrative advertising operation. It's a must-read article for anyone who, for any seller who advertises on a cost per click basis. And I would say for most of us aren't going to ever use, should not be using it. But in this other article, it touches upon using predatory dark pattern design. In other words, when you pop into your seller's hub, you end up seeing something that says you're going to get more sales, or it's promising you. They use words, maybe they've changed the words a little bit, but they are essentially, and any person, a reasonable person looking at this reasonable sign on your site or on your page is going to determine from that I should be advertising, because they're telling me that I need to, because it's going to increase my sales, which is not, I don't think that's necessarily true, nor do they have any way to prove that. So it's just words. But the second one is a slightly longer article, but not too much longer. And you should go over to these and give these folks, both of them, value-added resources, because I just read that whole article, which I shouldn't do necessarily, and e-commerce bites, because they're great, and they really come from the sides of the users or the resellers in this case. So this one's talking about just that, about placing not ads, but placing signs where resellers will see them and saying words in those, boxes that are highlighted and in different colors, that you should really take this information seriously, and how people did not know what cost per click. I only know about it because I used to do Google ads on my websites, and 10, 15 years, 20 years ago, I guess, a long time ago now, probably 15 years ago was the height. And you just put ads, you can put pretty nice ads on your websites, and you just make websites to put ads on, and it would just serve up ads, and you would just, every time someone clicked on it, you'd make like 25 cents or $1.60 in some cases. You made tons of bank. I was making hundreds of dollars. I don't think I ever got up to $1,000 a month, but on just one or two websites, you would end up getting money in your Google AdSense. I still have $99 or something in Google AdSense waiting there, because you have to have at least $100 in there before they'll transfer the money to you. And I stopped doing that like 10 years ago. So I have this $99. They won't mix it up with your YouTube money. I could never get that out unless I run another ad sometime. So I guess it must still work to some extent, but they've definitely changed. Okay. Now I have said those things because I paraphrased the second article. And we will go to... Yes, what? Yes, go.
In that second article, it
Yeah.
gave an example of somebody that thought they were just doing their regular standard ad fee.
Yes, they were. Somebody thought they were doing their regular standard ad fee and got caught in the cost per click and ended up paying $900 in ad fees. But you should go read this. I don't want to give it all away, So that's why. That's why. So let's see what anybody says about anything. And people do say things. Kelly Deb says that everybody in the group makes her feel good. I'm so glad to hear that. Major Win says our sales are slightly better than average, but it's nothing stellar. We're excited about our recent sales on Poshmark. Awesome. Cross listing is 2024 all the way. And now, are you using Vendu or the Tree Cat? You trying the Tree Cat? I mean, with the deal what they're offering right now, you should all go start YouTube channels and then start Tree Cat and then do a video about it, and then you'll get a year free, because I think she's doing that for Flipping Ain't Easy people, which I kind of glommed onto because I don't have my own. I don't know if that's I mean, that's just what she said. That was in Flipping Ain't Easy's chat, so I can't, vouch for that. But it seems like they might give you some. They need people to sort of test their stuff. So, I don't know. No. If they do the video, they get a year free. But you have to do an advertising video type thing that they find useful to them. I would guess would be part of it. Yeah. So well, let's see. I came down too far, and then now I can't go back. Okay. We don't want to. Okay, so I see Kevin. Aloha, Kevin. Stoic Reseller is here in the home of ours. And Mayday, sorry for disappearing. Did you go on vacation? I did not. Usually you have a video up on Monday mornings. I did not see one, so I'll bet you did go on a vacation or something. Let's see. Just trying. Patricia is raising a hand. Again, I'm going back to that because I wanted to get through my first part. Did you have a specific thing, Patricia? Specifically, I can, if I see your name pop up. If you do put the @Primo Kimo, then you see the orange pops up. Then that way I see if you want to call attention. You can also, to call attention, leave super chats, super attentive grabbing, but you don't need to. And also join the channel, which is just another way for me to charge you money for things. But I will, at some point, we decided we would use YouTube's new vertical video format to do live videos. And we would stream those at some point, not because it seems like it would just be real easy to do. When we're someplace that's cool, we would stream them just to members. We're not doing that yet. We're just trying to think of a way to make it worth being a member. So at some point, maybe we'll do members only live, probably like on location or something. If we're in storage, if we're at a sale, maybe we would do that. Just saying maybe. And Major Win says, thanks, Primo, for not making it weird that he's in green with blue. No, I would not ever make it weird. Paul Rose says, I'm green for that whole different reason. eBay is making me sick. Oh, no, Paul. Jen says, jealous of Major Win. So I'll just take a second before I go on anymore and just show you. So tell me why we're doing so well. Tell me why it's happening at the end of March. Tell me why the story's happening this way. So I mean, I don't know, but okay, wait, this is eBay. I was just showing the stock price. It's gone up $10 since the fourth quarter. Seems to be that maybe that's it. I don't know what that means if anybody cares about that, but it's interesting to know. So since last Monday, some of our sales are, for some reason, why, you got to ask yourself why 8-tracks are back. I haven't sold an 8-track in 6 months, I don't think. All of a sudden, boom. I always liked this little set of 8-tracks. I thought comedy would be a great one. Somebody agreed with me. And generally speaking, we wanted $5 per 8-track, and we're pretty much out of them at this point. And we got 125 on one. We got 200 on another. They were sealed. They were rare Columbia Record Club ones that were made in, I want to say 84, 85. It was after 8-tracks were done, but Columbia Record House still had some. And we're still putting out a couple, the Adam and the Ants, Culture Club, a couple other ones. They were sealed. And they only came out on 8-track through CRC, Columbia Record Club. So those are curious little things about collecting that you have to know. Haven't sold, computer magazines in a little while. Sold a whole stack of them just out of the blue. So our computer manuals and magazine type things, those are popping. Don't know why the AFX cars also came out of nowhere. This I expected to sell. This is the stereo that I took out of my Rolls Royce when I sold it. And it actually says, going across the top here, you can program it, and it says 1976 Rolls Royce going across here. And that sold for, I think, $150-ish. I never know if these are the right prices. Most everything I sell sells for some sort of an offer. And then this weekend, we put a sale on for the first time in a year. We put a sale on, and it worked. We started selling, more stuff. So our sales are up 21%. Last week, I think they were still down for the last 30 days, even though we had a great couple of weeks. But this week we've popped now above it, and I sold a whole batch of these. These are magnetic aluminum NAB reel, 10-inch reels for reel-to-reel tapes. The tape on them themselves is almost dust, so it's not sold for the tape. They have kind of dry rot or whatever, but people want the aluminums. For some reason, not really a big deal, but the rave CDs, I always want to get above 20 on a CD. So rave CDs are good, and more books. And we got a big, nice Danish modern chair out the door. And people maybe might ask, how do you ship something like this? These things come right apart into 4 pieces, like the frame bottom, the seat's one piece, the back is a piece, the arms are a piece. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's a front thing right here, 5 pieces, and they all go in a box flat, ship flat. That was the big deal about Danish modern, one of their big designs. IKEA is kind of like that. It's as much about packaging items for shipping as it is the design. The design, form over function, which is they really love form, but it also has to pack well. That's my middle name, Packwell. Primo, Packwell, Kimo. Okay, so that was what I sold. Some of the items, we have another store still working on cross-listing stuff. And by working, I mean slacking, because we're working on other things. That just hasn't come to fruition. I know that Hayfrow's having some good luck over on Etsy. Okay, so let's pop back into the chat. I'm seeing everyone saying slow sales for the most part. Paul's green. That's not from. Is that from St. Patty's Day? Did you drink too much green? Young's. Do you drink Young's? What do they drink over there now? When I was a kid, I had this big thing for Young's Bitter. That was my bomb. I even have a tie from 1986. It's like super wide too, because I think it was from the 70s. It was in the 80s, and it's a Young's, not brewery, whatever you call it, Young's Bitter, with the little sheep or something on them. Let's see. The Biff Baffa says he's already kicking Monday in the nuts, and that's what you got to do. You got to come out of the weekend punching low. You got to punch down. Callie Debs. That was about Jenna, and we know she is feeling good. Biff said the academic paper taught me that I should definitely scroll down further when shopping on Amazon to keep looking for better deals. Flippin said we used the test. They used the test too, but just not this last time. I mean, I totally understand it. If you're down, you're not really going out, you're not doing anything. It's like, do I really need to know I just got COVID for the 11th time? And the answer is no, you don't, because you know how you feel. and that's what matters. Biff said, we panicked at the AI search had hiccups in 2023, and we all tried PL, even Biff, but I'm not doing it any longer and don't think I will ever again. This is what, I stopped. I made it very public. I showed all the ways things are working right now on eBay. Our list, another interesting thing I've been pointing out for the past couple of weeks about our personal numbers, impressions are increasing by 2% this week. And every week I'm telling you, page views are down 10%, 8%, 10%. Again, you have to look at the numbers to really see, what's what. But we have about 8,000 page views right now, it's saying, for the month. And our sales have increased by 21%. So impressions are up, page views down, sell-through rate up by 0.5%, and not sell-through rate, click-through rate. Now I got to go look. Sales conversion rate, something like that. Let me look so I'm telling you the right thing, because otherwise I wouldn't be. It's all on the same page, because I don't like to look much. I like to look in the the performance traffic tab, and that's it. I guess that's really all the traffic. That's really all you can look at. I have, like Carl has. You guys go check out Carl's numbers. Now, Carl's doing a very, very serious daily reporting of all his numbers and the ups or downs, which I find quite useful. It's a lot of data. I mean, if there's anybody that's keeping the books like fully, he's doing that. And I'd like to maybe I'll just show you this, Carl, because we're having a similar thing right now. And we gotta know why. Okay, small news. So right above my head here, and Carl's graph shows this too, while ours does too. I didn't even notice that until just now. That's why I'm showing it. We saw everyone, I think, can go look at their numbers and see some sort of plonk on the 4th. The 4th, they pulled down numbers, outside numbers. So offsite numbers just took a dump by 75, 80%. That continued 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days. And then on the day of our Lord, February 14th, 2024, Valentine's Day, the day of love. Is that the love day, Bridget? I mean, spam? Is that love day? I can't remember, though. Is that Valentine's Day? The 14th? The 14th. Yes. Stick. How can I have stinky Cheeto feet? I just washed them. That's my.
Had them on Valentine's Day.
Oh, I had Cheeto feet on Valentine's Day. I think I have to get rid of my Amazon. I bought Amazon slippers 6 months ago, and now they smell like Cheetos. I got to return them. Can I still return them? I paid almost $18 for these slippers. I should get at least 18 months. Anyway, back to the amazingness of 12 days down, just pulling us down in the mud, and then all of a sudden on the 16th, 17th, and 18th, we pop back up. So what happened with the dump right there? What happened there? I don't know. Carl doesn't know. None of us know, but it happened. And there's your proof. So blah, blah, blah. Look at the numbers. It's saying my search slot impressions here. I do not know promotions at all. You see that we have 23%, the 20-70-10 holding strong and firm. This is 20-70-10, what you're looking at right here, even though the numbers are slightly skewed. Bulk of your search top 20, bulk of your impressions are going to be in the center, which somewhere around 70, 64, whatever, Then your next one should be top 20. And then your last one should be non-search until we know otherwise, until eBay tells us what non-search impressions are, besides the little I here, where it says maybe it's in some of these categories. We need to know which categories, where, what our demographics are, before I would ever consider doing promoted listings again. Last week we ran a poll, and it was just about 50-50 on... it was a little more saying do not promote. But A lot of people believe in promoted and think it's necessary. I do think it's necessary in one thing. Oh, there's just my thought. My thought's coming back. This is the sound it makes when my thought comes back. It's like a bong and then a ding, but really it's the Pizza Hut pizza being hydrated in Back to the Future. But it's obviously a bong. So, sell-through rate. Why eBay is promoting sell-through rate. A lot of you smart people have already thought about that. It takes me a while for my bong to be ready. And high sell rate, so eBay encourages high sell-through rate. You also need, it's also going to, if they're encouraging high sell-through rate, it's probably going to be a condensed, everyone's going to be selling there is what I'm trying to say. So if everyone's selling there, then you have to promote in those categories. So high sell-through rate categories mean promotions. You need to promote in them. That was my big thought. Now, I'm not selling high sell-through rate items. I'm selling slower sell-through rate items in nice collectible categories where people pay money for them. No promotion, things are selling. None of my money is going. All of my items are in the sale are marked down 20%. This is when I get my offers outstanding right now into the mid 30s. So that is a 20% jump over this weekend because of the sale. So I'm getting way more offers to send out. And that's how I make all my sales. When I send offers out, 20% off. My sale, 20% off. So now people are basically seeing the offer that they're going to get from me up front in the sale. When people, inevitably, when I'm running a sale, it looks like people do lowball you. They send you more lowball offers, but then I send them, and because it is a sale, if I'm only the 20% is what I would have given them if it wasn't a sale. So I give them an extra 10%. That's actually the sale that I'm running, is a 10% off sale. And when people send me a lowball offer, I send them the actual, which will look to them like 30% off of the current of the price. They have responded positively, and I'm not getting. I've had one guy, back forth till we ran out of offers. And he got it for 15 off of the original price was 30. And then I went down to something else, and it was a 45 record where when we bought the 45 records, we bought them for 50 cents each. And we're like, if we get $5 out of each one of these, we win. Now we've gotten hundreds of dollars out of one record, out of many records. So I think it was it might have been Stevie Nicks. I can't remember what it was. Do you want to know? Everybody wants to know. Inquiring minds. It was, I'll tell you, because for 50, it was originally marked 30, and so we got down to 50% off, and I was like, I'm not going below 50, and he's like, okay, I'll take it then.
Josh Galt is here.
Aloha, Josh Galt.
Bean.
We're looking at, I'm guessing it was Stevie Nicks, leather and lace. So that's how you do that. Let me go to the chat. Let me see. I see the kicking in the nuts comment. Let's see. Good here, John. Let's see. The academic paper. We panicked the AI search. Haha, sorry, it takes a second. Haha, had an exhausting funeral. This is major win. Had an exhausting funeral, and we're both naturally introverts, so you're wiped out today. That's why you're not feeling great. Well, yeah, no, funerals are not awesome, and we seem to be experiencing them more frequently as we get older, which is the poopies. Kevin says, I'm going to use some flippin' and easy words today. Poopies. So, Pokey, if you need to go potty, just let me know, okay? If you have to do the poopies. Remember on Friday he was doing the he got caught in he was talking to a 6-year-old, and he was caught. John was caught in it. Let's see. I don't know. In my opinion, on promoted listings is slowly changing. I paid $7 in fees for 384 in sales. I'm starting to think we are worried about pennies when dollars are right here. I mean, that may very well be, Kevin. I believe, my personal belief in promoted listings is it will work someday, but it hasn't worked. It's still completely off. But when you're if you're selling clothing, which I consider fairly high sell-through rate, and I think you only look for 80 percent high. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the terminology because I don't use it that much, but you want to have an 80% sell-through rate on your items. And if you do that, that's a high sell-through rate item, I believe. I believe 100% sell-through rate. I don't think you can get above that, but you know, our young what? What did you just say?
I just made a sound.
You made the sound of pokey. That usually means he needs a treat or to be covered up. Do you need one of those?
I need your mouth very covered up.
Oh no. So I was saying, some of our newer resellers very concerned with sell-through rate, and there's probably a reason for that because they're selling in high sell-through rate categories. Those require promoted listings. That's what I think right now. If you're selling a high sell-through rate, promote. If you're selling in low sell-through rate, such as myself in collectibles, which are lower but not necessarily. That chair that I have listed there, I know it's going to sell. I know for a fact everybody wants it. The question is, I started at $1,600 on it. How long does it take me to lower that till I catch somebody, till I get the hook in the mouth? And I was guessing it would go for about $600. But I started at $1,600 because you never know with mid-century. You might get somebody who really needs a mate to their existing one. Who knows? But it took me 2 weeks to slowly, incrementally drop the number till I finally got to a sale where it was $680 or something. And then the sale was $560. And then the guy made me an offer of $480. And I'm like, yeah, again, $25 into the item. You tend to let them go for that amount. Correct? Am I right? Yes. Paul says, Biff, that's where I want to end up too, but sales are too poor to do it right now. Still at 3% on new listings until I catch a break. Yeah, I'm not going to say that not promoting raises your ability to be seen. That doesn't seem like it would be right, but I don't feel like I'm losing any visibility at this point. Patricia says useless PPC impressions. Yes. And I've never, we've had people flipping ain't easy. John has tried that. From what I know, both James and John have
flipping ain't easy.
And John have done experiments with cost per click. I knew from the beginning that you don't do that because it just doesn't. I know it doesn't work for small time people, that it only works for big time companies who have an advertising budget, or for resellers who have a bunch of the same item, that each item can suck up $50 in pay per clicks, because it's a $5,000 item, something like that. John says, you may have to be equivalent of the private investigator to sell online. You have to investigate from the time you buy the item throughout the entire selling process to try to figure everything out. Yeah, you do, especially if you're not, if you're selling things that, if you're trying out new things and still, I can't say that we don't have like a set inventory, but when I go out and I buy stuff that I know really, really well. And that's kid stuff for the most part. It's like records and computers aren't kid stuff, but vintage computers and comic books, toys, these things. I know pretty much the entire, I know most things about them, or I know the cool pieces, or I know what to look for in cool pieces, but it all has to be vintage. When people are talking plush, when people are talking Pokemon cards, I can't do that. I don't know about those things. my cards go up to just about, but maybe not even including garbage pail kids. I'm not, I'm not totally dialed into garbage pails. That's where I end. But other than that, when I'm shopping for stuff I know that come out of my own brain of use. I was talking to, who are we talking to just the other day? A reseller. Oh, yeah, we were over at our local mall. It's called Black Cow Collectibles, I think. And in our mall's doing really well, but five of the big retail stores that were like Walden Books and The Gap and things are filled in with local businesses. And one of the businesses is an antique store. So when we stopped going to the mall about 15 years ago, when she stopped working there, they still had a full food court with McDonald's and everything. Those are all gone now. No name brands, just like 2 or 3 food places that are local. Everything's local in our mall, except there's an H&M, there's a Kohl's, Target. Those are the anchors. The mall itself does not look abandoned at all. But we went there. We went there to go mall walking to see what was up over there. And we met the guy who owned the antique store, pretty much is what it is. And he just sort of told us, got us sort of up to date with the current state of bricks and mortar reselling, which is something I won't be doing. And he, they're doing okay. But he goes to shows. He sells at shows. He does mostly lots of toys, same kind of stuff I do. He's definitely younger than me, but doing the same vintage items. But he's going pop culture stuff and going to shows and stuff. So he's hardcore and he's working it. And he is a son of somebody who did that. So he's family lineage almost. And it was actually really cool talking to him about just somebody else in our local area that does the same thing. So go check out his store on eBay, maybe. I think it's Black Cow Collectibles. And the thing that we talked about the most that we really found that we were jiving on. Oh, that's why I'm looking so weird and red/weird. But just not glowy enough. I like to give myself a nice glowing glow. Do I look glowing now? Totally blinded by looking right in the light. So we talked about, the state of reselling and how he says he's seeing a lot of people drop out of reselling, which, I think it's probably the right people dropping out. It's the people who are I don't know if these are the people dropping out, but we were talking about people dropping out, and then we're talking about people at the thrift stores who are phone out. And there's nothing wrong with phone out, but that's how you can tell a kind of a newer reseller, because they just don't have the catalog in their head. But those are also the people that I can come and swoop in and like grab the thing that they're like, boop, 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 boop. I'm like, swoop, see ya. I don't do that. I don't think so, but I'm just saying that will slow you down if you got that phone out. You really need to build up that catalog in your head. And after 24 years, I have to say, here comes the old pat on the back. Yeah. Big dog's got to eat. Big dog knows. I know stuff. I know good stuff. And when I'm driving down the road, I'm like, there's a thing we have to go get, or there's a curb score or something. I'm just permanently programmed for that. But we were talking about just how these people he's noticed, because he does the everyday thrift store run, the poop loop, as we call it, to 6 or 7 different thrift stores around our area. And you buy the poop from the store. So, but yes, John is saying we have to be equivalent of private investigator, a marketing expert, a reselling expert. I mean, you have to know how to do, this is like actually a job. You got to be able to pay your taxes. You got to be a business. So they've added a lot of things to our plate. And I think that the call is out. I think that they're going to have to answer at some point, the platforms, for what we're getting for our promoted listing, where they're going, more tools to focus them more. And eventually they're going to make us all promote. I'm sure of it. I mean, that's what they want. That's their goal. I'm not against that. I'm just against of doing it mindlessly like I did since it began up until I didn't turn them off until October. So they existed. I was doing it for a year before the meltdown in April and June of last year. And I did it all the way up until October, where I finally said, it's not working to do this, so let's not do it. And now I have not done it. And after, I would say that we're gonna do better than our best month our best month last year was June, which was about 10 grand. And that was our best June. Didn't expect that from June. And then all the months we thought we should have been up around there, we didn't get there. So from June till now, this is the best month we've had on eBay after the eBay apocalypse. I'm so glad I got all that out. And now there's so many comments. Oh no, I'm never gonna ever recover. Okay. I think I'm going to recover. I'm gonna do this. Okay, major win is going with Vendu right now. I did want to know that. 6x6, aloha. And 6x6 has more and more been recently equating the formula to a pyramid scheme. You know, Hayfro came out saying that, Hayfro was speaking in regards to not dibbed it. What's it called? Now I can say dibbed it without a problem, but I can't say district for some reason. And somebody was saying district. I mean, multi-level marketing requires us to sell to somebody beneath us. So I don't see the multi-level part of it. I don't see the multi-level part of it yet. But people have said that, so I may just be missing that. Stoic says, either my interpretation of pyramid scheme is wrong or others have a different definition, but PL to me isn't. I just said that. You know what I like is when I say something and then someone just backs me up that wrote it like a half hour ago because I wasn't here to read it. But yeah, I don't think it's a pyramid scheme just because of the structure of a pyramid scheme. Do I think it's scammy? Do I think they're not giving you what they're pretending they want to give you? Yeah, I do think that. I think they're promising you one thing and giving you something not that. And it's never better than that. So, no, I don't think it's necessarily good. Major Win says Tree Cat unfortunately did not work out, but we may circle back and try again in the future. Okay, not wonder what happens. Oh, and what?
Mention how on John's show I did ask if they were going to make that an option to have a monthly fee in the person.
Okay, so and then Spam did mention in John's show on Friday Tree Cat pricing policy, whether or not they would have either just the simple pay after you sell at 50 cents, or if they would have a more a monthly fee that might incorporate, for higher volume sellers. And I'll bet you they will. They said they are thinking about it. They will, they'll pass that information along and possibly consider it. But I would imagine at some point they'll have to do that, especially with high volume. And maybe they'll make that on a case-by-case basis. See what you're selling, see how much, to get this. I'm really interested in Tree Cat, and I really think it's showing a lot of promise. And it's at the beginning where we can make requests of them. That's what I really like. So they're responsive, and we'll see how that is. And so John said, for anyone, the first 20 who make a video about Tree Cat get 1 year for free. And 1 year for free means anything. So that's the best thing to do, is go get that 1 year for free, because obviously that's no 50 cents. That's not pay as you go. That's free. Free is free. And be somebody who can really use it and utilize it, which we got to do right when we get off of here. Let's go finish that. The AI has really wised up. I really think that, Biff says. Well, they've got a lot of GPU cards. And yeah, I mean, that's the point of the cybernetic organism. It gets better with the more progress and the more progress and the more progress that it makes. or the more cycles, I guess, the more cycles it makes, the wiser it gets. Motorcycle Dork is here. Aloha Josh. I haven't done one horn today. Not a single horn. It's happening. I'm just not going to tell you when it is. I'm going to try to limit it. And everyone's been very sweet with the horn. Basically everyone's like, you know, the horn sucks, but we just love that you love it. Essentially, that's what people are saying, and I love that. Callie Debs has been using List perfectly since their very beginning, and I'm guessing you've been having good luck with that. See, what I don't know is just which ones do which sites, because different ones, not everybody does all the sites, and then not everybody does the automatic delist the same way. Some are probably better than others. And then, does anybody do the end and sell similar automatically yet? And TreeCat's the only one I think that is planning that or has that in the works right now, which is awesome. But I could be totally wrong since I know nothing. Paul Rose says, I am genuinely happy for you guys. Thank you very much, Paul. We're very happy for ourselves, too. We want to be happy for everybody. I mean, I'm coming out of the pen like a bucking bronco. I'm coming out like, yeah, let's do it. We did it. And then everybody's like, wah, wah. Do that again. And I'm just hoping that why are we? And then what am I doing differently than the rest of you? And is that promoted listings? I mean, how many of you? We do the nuclear reset every day and do not promote. So I know Biff Boffo does that. Who else is doing resetting every single day and not promoting at all? I need somebody else besides us or Biff to judge this. Is there anybody else doing that same thing?
Yeah, I don't think Darth Fricker does nuclear every day.
No, Darth doesn't do nuclear every day. And I think didn't he start promoting? No, he turned off promotions, right. And he's been seeing some sales. Yeah. He has been seeing some sales. Motorcycle Dork says, hanging in there, just hustling what I can when I can. Well, good for you. I mean, that's... I mean, yeah, you're one of the ones most affected by the big mess. So I wish you were experiencing something that had the 4 letters of hope in it. Dendicor Depot is here. Aloha. Callie Deb says if people don't like ending and selling similar, relisting, it does work. I do believe it gives you a little bit of a boost, probably not as much as ending and selling similar, because ending selling similar, the only reason why it works so great is it thinks it's a new item, or the algorithm acts like it's a big item. Like, are you doing those?
No, I'm
Somebody is working the giblets over there, celebrating and laughing and hearting. Thank you. Although I see your finger moving back there. You. How dare you? Good. Yeah, somebody's got to work.
editing photos on Photo Room.
Photo Room's the best photo editing app. It does the best in the least amount of time. And you can put like you're playing on a field or something. How exciting is that? Put your football shoes like on a football field, so people will buy them. Motorcycle Dork says, cut down in the prime of his life. No, cut my PLS down, promoted listings down, and started an offsite ads campaign at $5 a day. And in the past 12 days, I paid $60 and sold 800 gross. So 13.23 raw ass. So that's good. I think that deserves an O. So you're doing it from the outside, and that might be part of the thing. Now, now I got to read this again. Are you doing that on eBay, or is this on your Shopify store? That's what I would like to know. Motorcycle dork. Let's see. I'm gonna jump down through a couple major wins. Who's saying talking to other people? Dendicor, who has a bricks and mortar in PA, is down from last month. Price of gas jumped last week. Okay, so that might account for some of that. Or maybe people have spent all their tax loot. Is that possible? Do we see, if we do see in February and March a pickup because of tax loot, do we see a drop in April, May? Question for people who know. Inquiring minds. I've been Ladybug says I've been catching the replays between ortho appointments for the kid. If he could just not break a wire, no. Our little nephew, he's little, he's taller than me. He keeps busting wires on his got it caught on a blanket. I don't know. And then he didn't say anything, and it's like fully gouged, like red mark into his gum, and he's like, "Hey, can we get the thing?" He's like, "Is this a canker sore, Mom?" And it's like, dude, you just stabbed yourself in the face with your own braces. I mean, he's so cute, and he just doesn't want to complain, but he should have complained. Anyway, he had to go deal with it like 2 or 3 times in a month. Dendicor says, Primo, I think those type of numbers show in the search is getting fixed. What was I talking about then? You got to ask yourself. Okay, so we're going to try to jump down here. My conversion went, Biff said, and I did mention conversion rate, went from a typical 3.3 to a 4. You have much higher conversion than we do. Wow. Ours is, like 1, but it's growing. So why? Why is that? Why are impressions going up, page views going down, sales going up, conversion rate going up, with page views going down? I come to the conclusion that the numbers are not great. But perhaps they are getting better, and that is why, or perhaps they're getting faker to make us feel better. I've definitely noticed the 90-day totals on the app are more accurate. I don't know if they match the desktop yet, but they definitely seem a little more accurate, which was depressing. That's how I knew they were more accurate. Carl, eBay Life. I would like some way for the data easier if I can figure out a way. I thought it had been fixed today, but we'll update tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, we were showing that trough. It was definitely a trough with 2 sides that were ramped up. I only have 3 days there, so yes, it'll be interested if I go back tomorrow and there's still those 3 days of high on the other end of the trough, because that means one of the trough edges dropped down into the trough. So I only have 12 days of trough right now. We'll see tomorrow if I have 13. eBay Life, our Biff Papa says, those Cheeto slippers might fetch a premium with the wrong crowd. Hey, I'll go on. There's a foot site where you go have your feet rated. I have some pretty sexy toots. And I imagine Fritos would only add to the... I mean, my feet don't smell. It's my slippers, I think. But once you put your feet in the slippers, then the Cheetos for everybody. It's both. Even when I get out. Okay. So you needed to get a nice scrudgy brush. And we're coming up on the day. Didn't Jesus go around doing people's feet around now? Perhaps that's your time, right? This is foot washing month. Can you please wash my feet? I can't even reach my feet. They're all the way down there at the bottom of my belly. How do I get to that? And there's no movable parts. They're not articulating. There's just like 2 feet just sticking out of the bottom of my belly. How am I supposed to get those? It's not my Cheeto fault. Oh my goodness. And we haven't had any liquor in like any booze juice in like a month. And I feel, how they say like every once in a while, like LSDs like stored in your fat molecules. And then just every once in a while, you're just like, I'm tripping. I don't have that, but maybe alcohol is stored in my fat cells. I shouldn't be a doctor. I don't really have basic premises accurate. Okay. Okay, so let's see. I need to find where I am. Cheeto feet. Your figures. Your figures would have been reporting high until the 4th day. After it will reduce back down to the 4th day. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. So we'll see if that happens tomorrow. Again, I have 12 in the trough right now. So we'll see if I end up with 13 tomorrow. Anybody else really miss Josh Galt today? We are. Aloha, Josh Galt. And along with that,
I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
How dare you? We are the new Josh Galt. We were at 1 o'clock. We're taking his place. How dare you? Well, no one can take Josh's place. Plus, he did do it for 5 days, during the middle of the week. That was so awesome. We looked forward to him every day. I really didn't care as much what he had to say, but that what he was saying was, generally speaking, coming from a positive, like, we're gonna get this, guys. We're gonna attack this, and we're gonna win. And he had a good voice, and he had a good what's it called when you have a good pattern of speech? I want to say temperance, but that's not even a word. He had a good camblance. What? He had Patricia. He had a good cadence. I think cadence is maybe the word, a pattern of speaking that you would look forward to at 1 o'clock. And then you were like, 2 o'clock? It's already 2 o'clock. Don't end now. Josh, go more. Please go more. But we do miss him. So for that, another standing O for the Bean Man. Andy Someta. Aloha, Andy Someta. Okay. She's asking me to jump ahead in the chat to do something.
Major win. He did a super chat. He needs Horn and Muppets.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Hold on. Okay, we'll get there in a second. Let me just I'll get there. Oh my gosh. Well, you can't just once you see it, you got to take it. Okay. Here you go. You have been hearted. You've been this. You've been thatted, and you get a little bit of this too.
Come on, do it now!
Okay, it was amputated, but we because it's 3 minutes long. Yeah, we can do it at the end too. Okay, so let's go back up here. We're gonna look for Andy Someta, who had a. Oh my gosh, this is so. Oh, John, you're so much better at me than this. Okay, there's Andy Someta. Aloha, and then let's see. Dendicor's at 8.2%, down 7.2 over the past 31 days. This is, I assume, promoted listings. You're slowly ramping it backwards. I'm guessing that's what's happening there. From 15 down to 8.2. Oh, Josh, here's a Josh comment. eBay announced that starting February 22nd, more site traffic would be directed towards CPC and manual CPC campaigns. Huh. Well, we didn't notice that. We noticed on March 4th that a lot of that traffic was taken out of our site. So we did. I wonder does everybody notice that on March 4th that you just all of a sudden everything dropped down? So your offsite, your external site impression views, whatever, they just dumped like by 75-80% from the day before and stayed that way for 12 days. Then they look like they've jumped back up, but they may not have, depending on how they reconcile to Mari. Josh says his ears were ringing. That's awesome. I actually have a little buzzer that rung his ears. He doesn't know I installed that when I was at his office way back when, and I installed a little thing that rings his ears. eBay Life says yes. External and organic has rocketed for me. Promoted has dropped. Yeah, and I don't know why that's happening. And I'm wondering if it's just coming back around again. We're looking for something happening in March, end of the first quarter. We're noticing, we're having it. We have it, but nobody else is having it, and that's super weird. Like maybe we're not really having it, even though my wallet tells me that we're having it, but I don't know if we do. We see James at 1:40 p.m. So chat is like a half hour behind. So lame. Help! I'm staring at the mirror and I'm so mesmerized by the good looks, and cannot stop. Somebody pull me away. That happens a lot. I've got a mirror, like the 3-way mirror, so you can see the sides. I've got a 6-way mirror, and I get trapped in there all the time. Right, sweetie? We don't have a 6-way mirror. I made that up. Okay, I'm going to... Can I drop down, guys? Does anybody saying anything super duper important? I'm trying... Jack. Okay, Jack. Let me see. We have a couple Jacks with the orange. I'm going to go to that. I have a question on your offers eligible. Have you had a ton being sent to one person? I was working on my new thing, and one person came along and spent seriously 16 hours watching. A question, are on your offers eligible? Have you had a ton being... Yes. So I will say that. We've had 2 in 2 weeks. And the last time we talked about it... No. Okay, are you saying on our... Have you had a ton being sent? Are you talking about the automatic offers? Now, if you are, we can touch really quickly upon... Polish Pete has a video out today discussing... or yesterday discussing... I haven't commented on it because I haven't had time. I only saw it this morning, just before this. And he's commenting on the automatic sales, especially if you end and sell similar. Does that work? And from his point of view and from what he can tell, and he did call eBay and he did ask questions, I don't think it can work properly, at least. Not with ending and selling similar every single day. So, Jack, if you're asking about automatic, I do think they're sometimes working, because when I do an automatic, if I'm having all of my items on automatic send offers, then the next day I do not end and sell similar items that either have offers out on them or have a watcher, then those items might get more things sent, more automatic offers sent out on them, because I have not reset them in a couple of days, perhaps. So that may be happening, because I do think that I'm noticing I'm not noticing that I'm sending out all the offers that are putting my outstanding offers into the 30s, which in bad times, they're under 10. In the best times, they were up to 70. Right now, most of the time, all through Christmas, 18, 20. Right now, 32, 35. So something is happening in the past few weeks. I'm using these anecdotal pieces that are these are always the strings that I watch through my years. These were how I've before they gave us all these stupid metrics. These are always how I've been looking at things ever since they've had offers, at least. Then Jack asks, they ran my views into insane levels. Then the next day they did the same thing, ran it up more than double what I'd been getting. After that, my store died. Oh, so it wasn't a good thing. I thought... Oh, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Sorry, Jack. And one person came along and spent. I thought you meant money, but you meant 16 hours watching. I'm not noticing anything goofy like that. That seems weird. And we're getting less page views every day, apparently, but more sales. So there's nothing I can do to explain that one. And then your last of the triptych of statements was, had to reset the testing yesterday. Someone started watching books in the same manner. When someone does this, it shuts down my store when I get a certain number of views. I haven't noticed that, but I have to say I haven't looked at it. Because I feel if I look at it too hard, I might too experience that kind of misery, So, oh, isn't that sweet? Welcome home, Josh. To the 1 o'clock hour. Jack says, just wondering if anyone else has had a random person watch as many as 200 items a day.
That is
that's weird. No, definitely have not had that. Den Decor saying offside traffic has jumped up in the past 4 days. What's that?
I said somebody's effing with
Yeah, Jack, it does sound like someone's effing with you, but who knows? You can't be sure of that for sure. But that does not sound familiar. Yeah, to really do that and then not buy anything, like why? So no, I don't know at all. But now I'm thinking about it and trying to think of why that would happen. It's kind of weird. Yes. Okay, so let's go down. James is still stuck in the mirror. That sounds like a early 70s like TV show. Yeah, we're talking about James in the mirror. I didn't do that with much zeal. And we're talking about James in the mirror. Ow. My voice has gone. I can't do high pitch anything anymore. Yes, I'm going down. James says he is, talking about Pee-wee. Yes, Pee-wee. Our old doggy went down the stairs once. It was so awful. I felt so bad. It's the worst thing ever. So I know how you must feel. And, but he does rebound quickly being a youngster. And you're going to the vet to find out. James's new giant doggy has some sort of epilepsy type things. It's having seizures. And hopefully tomorrow you'll get some answers. But I was thinking right away when you said that, whenever you're giving him his anti-seizure medication, maybe you're giving it, or it's not lasting all night, so that when he wakes up in the morning, the medication's out of his system. I have no idea. But I am a doctor. I'm Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas. Okay. Gonna go some more down here. It's hard to see when such innocence and any discomfort. Yes, he's so precious. See, I just wiped away a tiny tear right here. He's a very sweet little puppy dog, and I love your new. Although we could tell that was shot at different times because the little James had like 53 minutes on Sunday. It was like Sunday brunch with James. Except he's listing things and playing music underneath, not talking. And it's pretty cool. And he should start busting out some spirituals, but that's okay. And he has the dog down here in the bottom corner inset, but then it looks like it's live, but then the dog walked in and I was like, well, the dog can't be in two places at once. So James, you pulled a fast one there, but I actually enjoyed that. I don't think we watched it for the full 53-minute, but I bet you got us for like 40 minutes of that. I just had it on, listening to the music in the background, and it was good. And the dog is good. Okay, I'm jumping down just a touch. I'm jumping down past some Jacks and some major wins and some Paul Roses. Okay, I'm into an orange here with Jack, who is asking myself and John from Flipping, you have to be an expert without knowing how the system works. eBay is trying to be a master chef without access to the ingredients, or having us be. Yeah, for sure. They're asking a lot from us. There's no doubt. Biff Boffo pulled a $70 Warner Brothers Pepsi glass from 1976 at an estate sale Sunday all weekend. You have the best estate sales. California is just rocking with estate sales. I mean, the stuff in them is good too, so that's all. All weekend, nobody knew it was the rare one. Which one was it? Tell us all which one it was. If you're saying a Warner Brother Pepsi glass from 76, that's going to be, I think, the one I described to you with the Chester Cheetah, not Chester Cheetah, but Cool Cat with the buzzard flying over the top of them. I'll bet it's from that or a similar. I think that one was from 76. I think it was from Taco Bell, 76. But it was Warner Brothers, so I'm wondering if that's the series that you saw. Primo Kimo District isn't a pyramid. No, it's not. It's definitely not. I was commenting on that 6x6 was commenting that promoted listing seems like a pyramid scheme, and I was saying the last time I heard that recently was somebody talking about that and referring to district. But no, I don't see either one of these things as a pyramid scheme because it would need more levels to be a pyramid scheme. More people have to be making money. More levels of people have to make money in a pyramid scheme, or it's really not one. Paul Rose saying my horn restraint this evening is impressive. Very impressive. Thank you very much. I worked at it all weekend. James says, okay, he's so far away in the chat. Everyone start hitting those little emojis on the side. See if you know. I did. Remember I noticed that when you did start sending those. He noticed. It's hard to do the chat. The chat is an insanity. I'm just down to Major Wins super chat. So we're going to do another horn for that. Benny Stratton. Sorry. Now it's just going to be horns for the rest of the show. I did not mean to do that. Hello all. Yes, it's very normal this time of year to have ups and downs in the first batch of people to get their tax returns spent the money. Already know we are waiting for the second round of people. Okay. So that's good to know that we're going to have a second blast when people, I guess towards the end, towards April 15th, we'll know everyone will get it in by then. And then in May, maybe we'll get the other blast or something. That makes sense. Let's see. I think I'm going to change my underwear so it'll match my hair scrunchie. I am fashionable like that. Okay, James, let's talk for a second. It's underwear time. I got out of the shower today and I put on my giant, John Candy underpants that can turn into a sail. And I'm like, and they go up over my whole belly. They come up to like here. They could come up right to here. It's their Humpty Dumpty underpants, but all my men's underpants are like that. And I also bought underpants because I need some, like some protection, like I need an underwire for the boys, you know what I'm saying? And as you get older, you need more of an underwire. And if to get the underwire effect, I have to pull them up like Humpty Dumpty, but that's not comfortable. What's comfortable is under the pouch, under the roundness of the belly, and then it goes up a little bit to make the muffin top part. Like I want my underpants to fit under the under part around what I consider my fake waist, my lower waist, not my upper waist. So the question is, it looks like the only thing I can buy are full on like sparkly banana hammock, short, like boy shorts for these guys look like they're having a lot of fun wearing these shorts. These shorts are for fun, not for actual just underwear. But I need like some low rise briefs I need some low rise brief underpants. What? Yeah, that's what I need right there. Here, give me that. I'll show you. No. I don't want those, but this is what I mean, these are what's available when I ask for them. These are what's available right there. So I actually feel like that's why I want to look like J-Lo. Something gross about that. It's just not for me. But his pants, that's what I'm talking about. I need a pair of pants like that. But I want real ones that I can't possibly fall out of on accident someday. Yeah, actually, those do like they work. Looks like we solved the problem, but it was fun to talk about anyway. And they need to be spandexy. They have to have, So let's see. Okay, I'll try. I'm going to the very bottom, and then I'm gonna jump up a little because we got 40 minutes. We should be able to see. Let me see if anybody else. I see Signal Fixer. Yes. I see WTF. Yes. And what?
For the horn. WTF.
Oh, okay. One more horn for you guys, and then I've used my allotment all in 5 minutes. I blew my horn load. Signal Fixer says aloha, greetings. Well, you didn't say aloha. I said that for you. I slipped that in for you. Greetings to Kimo and Spam. Hello. Let's see. Okay, now we're down to the cadence. Yes, good thing I got. It's nice when I figure stuff out before I get to the answers. That's what I got. My boring. He said dump. Signal Fix. Okay. Ladybug, that 2 seconds of Muppets lighted up my heart. So needed. Awesome. Carla eBay Life says, I think I may do a dedicated video, RE the traffic, to make it more community aware to see if I can find some of the correlations. Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure how to even dive into that part of it, but yeah, absolutely. And I'll watch your videos and see what you come up with, because it's difficult to after, you know, I don't know if there's anything we can do to figure that out, but I'll leave it to you. That would be awesome. Ladybug says, to Major Win says, if I got started with a YouTube video, we would actually probably do a video on why we watch a lot of the creators on this chat. We love watching a bunch of you all. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I see the most of you are, most of you, you know, when we go into Flipping Ain't Easy on Friday nights, I'm doing other stuff. Usually I'm watching it, and then she chats in. So if you see her, we're right next to each other all the time. So it's not like, if you see her in on a chat, I'm there, even though I'm actually working and she's just messing around on a chat. So I don't have time. Very important time. But still, yeah, we're together, I would say, all the time. But to finish that, I love watching Flippin' Ain't Easy and Stoic and Carl and Hayfro, of course. I forget Hayfro because he's I think James is on all the time. Pete, Polish Pete, all different. You know, they're all offering a different sort of take on it. All people that I find compelling. Compelling's a word. It's a very important word. Compellence. I compel you. That is a word. Something's big is happening. James coming in with something big. I'm sorry, I missed Ladybug's comment referring to. Ladybug said, agreed. I watch almost all and would catch reruns on Josh Galt. However, those are no longer available. I know, Josh. You should, if you're out there, Josh, you should make those available somehow, someday. Maybe not. You probably can't. You know what you're doing. I always want to say, like, Josh, tell us what you're doing. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, he knows what he's doing. I would love to know, though, how, you know, your sales are, if you're noticing anything. We miss your input. That's what I like to say. Something big is happening today on eBay. My drafts, my store categories, and even all my listings are vanishing today and then coming back. Now, when you say that, okay, this is what I'm understanding that to mean, James, and everybody else who is reporting that. It did show up on e-commerce bites, so that is happening to a bulk of people, some amount of people. I've been noticing lately that when I click on listings, it takes me to my current listings. It says you have no listings. It clearly says I have 1,637 listings or 1,697, whatever it is. But then it won't list them. It just says you have no current listings. Now, I know that's wrong. You refresh it a few times, it comes back. Is that what people are talking about when they're saying things are disappearing? It's in Seller Hub, and when you go to a Seller Hub heading page, you may see that you have a number of items on eBay, but it will not list those items so you can make changes to them. Is that what people are saying? Because that has been happening, yes. Andy So Meta says, meow. Signal Fixer says, Josh Galt could have found a dentist for the kids' braces and a roofer for the house that would accept eBay store credit instead of cash. He would still have bean here on eBay chat. Bean. Well, he saw the writing on the wall for now. You know, I'm a firm believer that eBay is going to come around. It's going to come. It's coming back right now for us. It's coming back in March for us when super secret people who may be more connected than we are to the eBays said something would happen, and it's happening for us, for nobody else though. So I guess this was just the Primo reset, or they were like, you're still, maybe they just gave me like props. They're like, you guy, you've been doing this for so long. Here, have some sales. Good for you. Don't worry, you're going to pay for it later. Faith Bigor. Benny Stratton says, my impressions are non-search impressions. Wait, sorry. Most of my impressions are non-search impressions, so being found on other listings. Yes, that's what that non-search thing is, at least part of it. But we don't know which. So if they're being showing on crap listings, then it's just a waste of an impression. The impressions are pretty disposable, but if you dispose of all of them in imperfect ways, you'll never get anything out of them. And Benny says, my page views and impressions are up 1.1% and 1.5%. My impressions are up like 2%, and I'm rounding off now, 2%, and our page views are down 10%, and our sales are up 21%. This is a pattern that's been going on for several weeks, and also big weekends. So again, big weekend. This is how we know how things work. It's always been big weekends. Then in June, it broke. It broke the mold. And I thought, oh, it broke the mold. That's good. But it wasn't. Andy Someta, eBay has poor bot protection from what I've noticed. So I can see how a bot would spam CPC promotions. Is that, Jack, are you doing that? See, are you doing cost per click through Google? Do you remember if Jack is doing that? I wonder. Benny Stratton's sales are up gross 34% at least. And that's from the little green data. Right, that's what I'm reading too. It's up. So yeah, Benny's noticing some increase. And Benny's a collectible seller, right? I think I know that. James is saying that's what I kind of think also, which is not a surprise to me if they double his meds up. Yeah, and make you give them to him at midnight or something. Yeah, I'm not sure how they do that. Our doggy did have seizures, but just at the very end, like he wasn't medicated. He just had end of life type seizures. Elderly babies. Benny Stratton doing a more wider since January 1st. My impressions are up 45%. Page views are up 22%. 42%. Quantity sold up is 26%. Just does not feel like it. Yes, our quantity sold is up a significant amount like that as well, 26. So quantity sold, offers out to people, obviously cash, money. All the good numbers are up. I think the one number going down that's just puzzling me is page views. But I obviously have too many page views, or perhaps they're bot page views. Like robot. But if you count other platforms and in-person sales, then I didn't have 3 goose egg days. You didn't or did? Because we still have, I would say we could potentially have 1 a week. And that would be normal. That's totally normal. 1 a week. Let's see. Okay, we gave the horn to WTF. Let's see. Oh, man. I thought I was going to make it. I thought I almost made it. Quit my bitching. Get in the kitchen. Several times other two, just a glitch. First time I panicked. Okay, I'm trying to get hold here. I see Major Win saying hi to Freya. Hi, Freya. Jen, let's see. Den Decor said I'd be willing, eBay Life share. Yeah, you should share info. Benny says, oh wait, I already read that. Okay, so now I'm good. Paul Rose says you in the pants needs to be you in a month in the reseller calendar. Can you imagine? I'll come in with a sprayed on 6-pack for sure. I'm never getting that thing. Whatever that person was. I'm never getting that shiny, glistening, or stacked. Never. or spray tanned. Although we did at one point, there was a point where we thought, wouldn't it be funny if we came in spray tanned, and then we just never did that, because I don't think that would end up being funny for some reason. Plus, I don't want to get a spray tan. That's please don't put that in my face, Major Winsett.
Sorry.
That's not J-Lo's abs. No, they're not. But that's why I appreciate J-Lo's abs opposed to those abs. J-Lobes. I appreciate J's lobes. WTF, I'd just be happy if my underpants wouldn't slip. I don't have a slipping problem. I just have a binding problem. Everything wants to squeeze myself. Why do male Paul, Amy, sheath boxers in camo. Thank me later. Sheath boxers in camo. That's what the ladies like, huh? Okay, let me see. Sheath. I bet sheath boxers means something that probably would work. I need a sheath. Oh, yeah, I need a sheath for my weapon. Sheath boxer in camo. That makes sense, kind of. Hanes makes some decent boxer briefs like that. Yeah. Well, yes. So, it's a brand. Sheath is a brand. Yeah, I have tried the pouch routine. It's just, I need, like I said, I need the underwire. I need an underwire pouch. Paul Rose said, went to Sports Direct last week. 2 pairs of Calvin Kleins were 45 pounds. That's like $100 or something. It went to Amazon, right? Of course. Benny says, yes, that happened to me over the weekend for about 15 minutes. It was like 3 a.m. Eastern. Then it went back to normal the first time I saw it happen. Paul Rose says, no, the listings were literally gone. Okay, referring to this. All of them on both accounts lasted a few hours. So you saw no count, no item count, or that's super scary. The best thing to do would be just to bury your head in the sand, go get some pancakes somewhere, and come back, and hopefully that'll be resolved, because I'd probably lose my mind. And Benny Stratton, everything seller, including collectibles of all kinds. Yes. So I think maybe anything seller, our collectible sellers are getting, are seeing some, I don't know, some better response right now. Maybe they've been spreading out the successes to different people. Hopefully that'd be cool. And then people who just sell sneakers all day, you know who you are, and can't keep up with them. Now you're going to have a little downturn. I don't hope that for anybody, though. I hope we all go up and only up. Wait, Tommy Smothers is in the officially gone off the rails with the underwear talk. Yes, we have. But Tom Smothers is in the house. You didn't pass away a little while ago? Tommy Smothers? One of the Smothers brothers passed away. I thought it was Tommy, but maybe I can only remember one of their names. But it's thank you for being here, Tommy, if you're alive. Brian Vigil, my sales tripled in the past week. Now that, I'll even turn this up. Look how loud the cheer is. That's awesome. That's what we want to hear for sure. Benny Stratton, I do promote across the board on 15,000 items, but not all my sales are promoted listing sales. So my page views are most likely from doing PL, but I also do end and sell similar every day. So end and sell similar, really does, considering I don't do any promoting at all. That's the thing keeping me alive. You too, us. We're a team. We've only been together for 30 years, so sometimes I forget to say us or we when it's all me and I. What? Yeah, you heard me.
I'm reading Major Wynn's sweet comments.
Okay. We have to get down to them. Are we down there? Oh, wait, I'm down to them. Hold on. Nesbitt Experience, Amy says, they have support and dried fast. My guys wears them running. Aha. So that's more on the underwear talk and I do need definitely need dry underwear. I need fast dry underwear. Especially as I get older, I feel that I'll even need more quickly drying underwear. Dry. Major Win says, speaking of Darth Thrifter, we are all in a mini quest to get his remaining 1,000 hours done. We want to get that underdog monetized. You guys, go check out Darth Thrifter. Darth Thrifter's over on it's Darth Thrifter. That's his full channel, right? Darth Thrifter on YouTube. And right now he's at how many? Let's see. We will go there. We will look to the Darth Thrifter. And he's putting out some really cute, funny videos. I mean, most of them, funny. And I like that, and we need that. He tells about his also. Okay, so he's at 550 as eBay journey as well, but the levity is what I go for. 555 subscribers, so that he's up. I think he's up like, I don't know, like 100 or so over last week. So he's on a roll, or a bagel, depending on what your glycemic index, can tolerate. He go give him a shot at the Darth Thrifter. Our goal this year is to help a bunch of underdogs get noticed, loved, and valued, and put a little cash in their pocket. You are so generous, Major Win. It just feels so nice to help other people reach their goals. It helps. We're feeling it from the other side. I mean, we definitely help other people. You might like to know that, some of you will, Jack. I know you won't, but some of you like to know that 1 Foot Flipper, he did not reach his total $8,000 goal. However, for his leg, however, he made more than half of it up on his 20% off eBay sale. People bought stuff, and he's able to not go into debt with it, which was what he really wanted. So he has his nest egg that I happen to know what this eBay thing is like, and how the nest egg, when you don't have it, how bad that is. So anyway, he was able to get his leg with cash and didn't have to go into debt for it. And so congratulations to him on the leg. And thank you to Major Win for being such a booster and supporter of we YouTubers, which I think you want to go on YouTube one day, right? Too. But it really takes people like you supporting and being, we are #blessed for having you. How about that? And anybody else who has Major Win as a friend and fan is lucky. Paul Rose says, the one Darth did with Picard is epic. Sums up how we all feel. Yes, I was, Primo was Picard, and I started inhaling this weird cloud. That was like a weird cloud. And I started laughing a lot, and that was funny. It makes you crazy. This eBay makes you crazy. Although it's turning back into its old self. I just need more of you to say that. And if you can't be truthful about it, just lie to me and say it so I can feel better. Callie Dibb says, you are awesome, Major Win. And Major Win says, well, wait, hold on. Sorry, I missed one. But Major Win says, yeah, you are a rock and roller rock star and the heart of this channel, Spam Banshee. Yes, she is. She's the heart of my life and the heart of the channel. And the heart, if you look at her x-ray, her heart is actually pokey. She has a post with her x-rayed heart, and there's Pokey's head is right in there. It's so cute. Major Win said a little bit earlier, we've faced some real nasty challenges this past year, and instead of getting bitter, we got better. And doggone it, we're bringing y'all with us. Absolutely. Here comes the horn. See, that's what you should use the horn for, is something as spectacular as that. But I use it because everything's spectacular, from my point of view. And we're almost at the end of chat, which is super awesome. Amy says, Major, that's an awesome goal. You are a total sweetheart. You and your wife, Ro. Yes. Ladybug says, and my small heart just grew 3 sizes today based on Major Win is just pumping out love. He's just like, everybody's getting pumped up. You get a heart. You get a heart. You get a, what? Oh, here's Spam's X-ray. Oops, sorry. Going the wrong way here. There it is. Proof that Pokey is her heart. And I'm chopped liver. I don't mind being chopped liver, though. It's good for your liver, chopped liver. Freya says, eBay has picked up for me also this week. Good. I'm so awesome to hear somebody else say good. But we've heard, a few of us are experiencing that. I'm wondering if that's the merchandise we sell. Collectibles. This is the collectibles time to shine and get back up to a reasonable monthly sell rate. Dendecor, eBay is better than it has been. Doing what you, Hayden, and others have talked about has helped. Awesome. Hey, Froze, I said. Hey, Froze, not Hayden. Well, Hayden could be somebody that we don't know. But hey, Froze, yes. I mean, he was the first person I was watching. He and James were the first people I was watching. James was just sharing all the info, and he was on a lot. Hey, Froze was saying, this stuff is messed up. Stuff is messed up. Hey, everybody, ring the bell, ring the bell. And then, so that's why I'm even here, is those two. And then Josh Galt. And then I was like, well, Josh Galt, this guy's going to do it no matter what. He's like, I mean, not in a bad way. He's like the Kool-Aid man. He's just going to run right through the wall with refreshments. Major Win says I'm an INFP. So that's the test I keep talking about, where you're the 4 letters, and I forget what it's called. And then it's an introvert, not an introvert. I'm an expressive, I think. Although I hate those things, but I can't remember. I think I'm an expressive. He's an INFP, but when I see the 4 letters together, I think I'm that too. Like everybody, when you have those 4 letters.
Yeah, it's sensitive, caring, and compassionate, and deeply concerned.
Yeah, that's not me. I mean, I kind of am that, but at the same time, I can be not that. I like to show off. I'm a Leo. Let's talk about me for a second. There's never enough time in the day to talk about me. Oh, yeah. Paul Rose said, my black heart just shuddered and almost began beating. There's hope for us all. Now, you guys really do. This is a damn good group. There's just no doubt about it. And you go into Flipping Ain't Easy, you go over to James. There are people in Flipping that I don't recognize. And I have to say, not all of them come over here, but most of them I have seen here. I love to see Silver Hair Stacker, who's inevitably always on Bearded Picker's channel. He's always in the lower bottom corner, and you never see him, just his keyboard. And he's always in that show, always, taking part. And I don't see Bearded Picker over here too much, but I might bore him because I talk about too much nonsense. And I don't want to not talk about nonsense. So we can go over on Saturday mornings and see Profit. Shoot. Sorry, Profit Play Podcast. No, don't look it up. Think of it. It's in our heads. We know it. Profit Playbook Podcast on Saturday morning. Go watch that if you want to talk about real stuff and not nonsense. Major Wins and all that love and good stuff actually made us tear up. Well, hold on. If you play Mazzy Star for a second. Fade into you. I can't cry. Not right this second. I had a little one earlier when we were talking about Pee-wee. I felt like a juice. I felt like a duck spit in my eye a little bit when we were talking about that. But it's really nice. It's just really nice. 6x6 is I am an ENTJ if it's not obvious. I've got to look it up and see what the things refer to. I just remember that those come out. They come out to one of four, right? So you're those are like your breakdown, but then you come out as a expressive, like forward or whatever, or something. And then there's the other one that says you should be a forest ranger. And that's the other test they give you in college and stuff to see, mine said I was supposed to be a forest ranger.
Extroverted, intuitive thinking, and judging traits.
Yes. You have to look at what those things, how those,
Momentum and accomplishment.
you still have to look and see what the breakdowns of the explanations of those actual terms mean, because they tend to work pretty well. But it's a salesman. What it is a salesman thing. So you're supposed to be able to size up your customer with these letters and then sell to them in a certain manner. It's a business thing to be able to sort of judge your customers. Amy says, Leo, totally. It's a double water day, so everyone's in the fields. Yeah. Oh, that's okay. So that's more astrology. It's because it is actually kind of raining here. Double waters, though. So everybody's feeling good about everybody. 6x6. All my sisters married NT people, all left-handed, all with three letters in their names, all computer nerds. That's awesome. Well, you're in California. A lot of them there. Like half the people are computer nerds, probably. Ladybug, disgruntled octopus and grumpy granny too. Have not seen them. Have not seen them. They haven't come in to chats, and I haven't seen them anywhere though. Not over on Flipping Ain't Easy. Is it like a major holiday down under, or something where maybe they have it, or maybe they just hate us now? We'll have to get some. I think the tentacles came off. Didn't he say he was getting rid of the tentacles? I thought so. Maybe not. Dendicor, I keep being told I need to start making videos. We'll see. I have a camera and some SD cards. Dude, we use our phone. We have made YouTube videos. I mean, granted, we have definitely found some popularity on the eBay field. The Tiki field, no, we didn't really. Last, maybe it was last summer, I decided that we had two channels, or we had two things, and we were going to, I really, really wanted to do YouTube videos, but I wasn't getting I didn't have like the spark. But we've been making videos for a decade plus, and we've always used our iPhones. So we always started making videos. We're like, I don't want another camera. I literally want to make all of our videos on iPhones, edit them all with Premiere or with Adobe product, kind of keep it in an Apple family type thing. And I wanted to then be really famous, YouTube famous, and then make Apple give us free phones. That was like sort of my original intention. But since they had that, I didn't want to carry around a lot of gear. Apple, you do have to carry around microphones to be heard well, but just the iPhone is the best camera going, I think. Then you have to find something that you're passionate about. And back in August, I'm like, we're going to do 2 channels this year. I'm going to do a good Tiki channel where I really try hard and try to do some edited portions and segments and still do a live show. And then I really, really want to do an eBay show. These are my 2 passions in life, eBay and Tiki. Tiki we had been doing for years and still doing it, and that's still not taking off. But eBay did take off. So we've sort of put all of our energy behind eBay because that is mostly our life, eBay lifestyle. That is our life. Paul Rose is an FKIT, which I totally got that. I know what that means. Yeah, and where was that? Huh. lost myself again, but that's okay. 6x6 is an ASVAB. I'm not sure what that means, but I bet there's a swear in there. Let's see. Oh, we're almost at the bottom. A long time ago in far away Transylvania. Oh, the stream's nearly up. I don't know what that means exactly. And Benny Stratton says maybe they're fracking the horde. Wait, now I got to see what you're saying. They're talking about Granny and stuff. The stream's nearly up. I wonder. Yeah, huh. I wonder. Oh, ASVAB is the park ranger test. VAB. Yeah, a lot of people got park ranger. I don't know what you had to, I don't think they had a lot of choices back then. It's like, do you like school? No. Do you like trees? Yes. You're a park ranger. I think that's what they did. Dendicor Depot says, I appreciate that. If you have a niche down on YouTube to gain a following. Yes, because you can go, please feel free. And somebody does. We are actually getting very low amounts, like a few cents a week on our really, really old videos. So people are watching them. And you can see us try, I think, 3 separate times to do daily vlogs. And we started on January 1st. And we usually got 5 or 6 days in before we just quit. We can't do a daily vlog. Just can't do it. And because that requires you to shoot everything in one day, edit it. And then I think we even tried to have it up at first. We tried to have it up that day. Then we waited a day, gave us more time. But then you're up all night trying to get it done, and it caused too much anxiety for me. Plus, it took too much time. Then we did have success with the daily vlog, but it was just me mostly. At first, it was just me, but then we did it for 2 years we did Sober Octobers, where we stopped. We just didn't have drinks in October. It was really just a reason. And at the time, Joe Rogan Experience, he was still normal at that time and hadn't moved. He was just YouTube, and his friends, his comedian friends, would do Sober October. And at the end of it, I think 2020 or 2019 might have been the first one, and we did it the next year. And they lost weight and, totally got healthy. And so I was trying to just use that as our niche, and we had some success doing that. So people wanted to see us do videos 30 days in a row and see if there was any change. So that was kind of the niche there. And then, of course, eBay at the right time in the right place, talking about the right thing, is how we found our 2,800 subscribers, or 2,600. Going a little ahead of myself there, but a lot of them have been growing in the past just month or two. So that it's really cool. We've only been here since October. And we see underdog of the day is Ladybug. Thank you very much, Major Win. We should have an underdog of the day every day. At some point, we won't be the underdog anymore. That'll be sad, huh? And somebody else will get the major win. I want the major win on myself. Let's see. We both major win. We both would have been excellent park rangers. True. I think park ranger job would have been really cool. I love nature. I asked the one park ranger, our friend Brian, who's a literal park ranger. He got lawyer. And that's what I wanted to be, was a lawyer when I was, that age. So those tests don't work. I'm going to say. Nesbitt says, I follow Nesbitt says, Amy says, I follow a psychologist, Deborah Silverman, who is also an astrologer to Sting and other artists. Fascinating stuff. I think that I'm from California, so I live through a lot of fun, new agey stuff. And I think if you have the time and if you have resources and you can spend time really getting into this stuff, it's like meditation or anything. You know, you can find some good benefit for your well-being in lots of different things. But I think that, you know, astrology, but like if you mix it with some real, you know, things that meet your personality, basically all these personality things, if you get somewhere closer to your actual personality, you can definitely have a more better life. Let's see. Ladybug says, thank you. When I visit Vermont this year, I'll swing by Primo and Spams. You are amazing. Thank you for that. And Major Win thanks you for that as well. And then I am going to heart us all a whole bunch of times. Then I'm going to 100% us. Then I'm going to do the cone of confetti. And then I'm going to do happy face. Okay. Got to get that thing rolling. Got to get that steam train rolling. Better yet, you'll meet us at the Goodwill and do a video together. Absolutely. Let's do that. It'll be the first time we've been to the Goodwill in like a couple years, probably. Adios, Benny. Aloha. Have a great day. And the rest of the week, see you on Wednesday if you're around at 1 o'clock, because that's when we are going to be on. You know what? I'm going to take this time to sign off because this is the time. And we will see you again on Wednesday at 1 and on Friday for the Tiki Show at 4. Until then, I hope your sales are great. Here's our new our saying is, up and at them. Right? It's time to get things started. It's time to light the lights. That's why else you get things started. Boom, boom, boom.